let's be creative. Let us uplift people and give them hope. So let's explore and give opportunity.
Thanks for coming back to learn about the different components of the book. So, besides your manuscript, which is the content or the meat of your book, you'll also want to include your bio. Now, this should convince your reader that you are qualified to write the book. 1 to 2 paragraphs, that's plenty. It is not necessary to share your entire life story here. Now, there are some exceptions to that, but let's just kind of stick to the short bio. Now, the author has generally a choice as to whether that goes inside the book at the end or on the back cover. And then the headshot of the author, it should be professional, no selfies, please. Those can accompany the bio and go on the inside of the book or on the cover. The book description, now this is very important, so spend a good bit of time on this. This should be written to help your book sell. Why would anyone want to read it? Grab the attention. Now, don't give the story away, but make sure that you make someone want to read it and you get their interest and then they purchase it. So that's one definitely you want to get beta readers. Send it to them and say, how can I clean this up? Will people want to read my book? Do you think it adequately details what is happening in my book? The dedication is simply whose honor is the book written in. I have written books before and I've dedicated it to all the children in the whole world because I think it's a universal message that I want all children to learn from. There are others that I have dedicated to my son, for example, or my daughter, or family members. So who do you want this book to be dedicated to? An endorsement is not a review. It's a written statement of approval and support for a book from an influencer. It's similar enough to a review, but if you're a fan of an author or celebrity and he endorses a new book, you might be inclined to read it. So endorsements can lend credibility to books, and that's just among one of the many benefits. But an endorsement is basically someone saying, I've read this book and I think it's great for these reasons. I think you should purchase it. So then you have acknowledgments. That's where you ask the question, who helped you throughout your process? Was it God? Did you have beta readers? Did you have reviewers? Did you have illustrators, photographers, your hairstylist, your family, maybe even your publisher? Maybe it was your next door neighbor who inspired you, who encouraged you and kept you motivated through the entire process. So those are people that you want to acknowledge. Then you might have a foreword, which is also sometimes called an introduction. But an introduction is written usually by the author, but a foreword is written by someone else who has read the book, someone who knows the author and can comment on the contents of the book and say, here is why you should read this. I've known this person for so many years, and if anyone can talk about owning a German Shepherd, it's this person. So that's just an example of a topic, a subject, and how you might go about getting a foreword done. So those are mainly the components of books that are most general. There are others. There's the epilogue and the prologue. There are many others. One day we may cover those, but that's pretty much all that we want to cover for today. So just make sure that description, that you spend a lot of time making sure that you put emphasis on what the book is going to offer the readers and just what is going to draw the reader into wanting to buy the book and to find out more. So you do a nice cliffhanger, you leave them hanging, and then you hope they buy the book so that they can continue. All right, that's it for the parts of books.
Let's inspire. Let's be creative. Let us so let's explore. So let's publish our dreams. So let's